Mary, Mother of God, pray for the sinners now and at the hour of death. Amen. While people are coming and sitting, I just see a charismatic dog there in this seated. Do you see there is a couple of them? I didn't know that the dogs were charismatics. This reminds me of this lady who went to the priest. It didn't happen to me. I was told of this. And this lady who went to the priest, Father, I want to do a funeral. I said, okay, absolutely. Yes, it's a funeral for my dog. I said, oh, I'm sorry, but we don't do funerals for dogs, for animals. I said, Father, but my dog is Catholic, and I want to give my dog a real funeral. But Father says, but lady, I'm sorry, but we don't do funerals or masses for dogs. But Father, I'm going to give you a good amount of money for this funeral. It's going to help you to do a bigger church if you want, because this is so special for me and I need to do it for my dog. And then the priest says, but why you never told me that your dog is Catholic? Anyway, so I was waiting for Tommy, but I think I'm going to start because time flies. For the people who doesn't know about the miracle of Our Lady of Schoenstatt, this image is being given to me. Only the picture was given to me on October 7, 1996. As a child, I always have my own vision of Our Lady. I don't know if you have your own too. I'm sure if I ask you to draw an image of Our Lady, you are going to have your own way, your own image. Well, I have my own image since a little boy. But that image became a reality in my life when I saw her coming into the church that day, that October 7, 1996. This couple came with a big chapel. This is a little chapel. The chapel that they brought was high like this. And they entered into the church, they opened the doors, and when I saw it, I almost collapsed because it was exactly the image that I always have in my mind about the Blessed Mother. So it was like somebody took her from my head and placed that in a paper. So I was so impressed. This couple heard my testimony and they decided to give me the last image that they brought from Germany. The name of the image is Our Lady of Schoenstatt. Schoenstatt is a place in Germany that means beautiful place, and belongs to the Schoenstatt movement. The Schoenstatt movement is a Marian movement founded by Father Kentenich, Joseph Kentenich, and German priest, Palatine priest from the Palatine order. He found this movement called Schoenstatt after he received a picture of this image of Our Lady, who was painted by an Italian painter who heard about Father Kentenich and sent the image to him as a gift. Do you follow me? So when he got that image, he placed that in the little chapel that they had. And as soon as he placed that image in the chapel, people was drawn to her. They started to go to Our Lady because they saw her three-dimensional. They saw her so alive. So the people started to go to do pilgrimage to see Our Lady. And the amazing thing was people who were praying to her were receiving healing, deliverance, miracles, all kinds of graces. So when I received this picture, I decided that I wanted her in a chapel like she came to my town. Of course, a little small because the image is small. At that time, I was seminarian. The father of a seminarian friend was a carpenter, so I talked to him and he made the little chapel of Our Lady, and we placed her inside of this chapel. And since then, I carry her everywhere. These are called missionary shrines. That means they are little chapel, they are little shrines that you bring to the people. You bring homes, you bring to the sick in the hospital or in their houses, you bring her to schools, you bring her everywhere. The Schoenstatt movement promotes mission with the image and promotes the rosary. So that is what I did while I was seminarian. I was bringing her everywhere and I was praying the rosary with people. Wherever she will come, we will pray the rosary and people really receive graces and miracles. The Schoenstatt image itself, all missionary or little chapels of Schoenstatt are miraculous. They really give special graces to the people. On March 18, 1999 was my last year in the seminary. I was going in a very, very big crisis. I was contemplating maybe to leave the seminary, to forget about the priesthood. I was so discouraged and disappointed of what was going on in the church. A lot of priests were leaving the priesthood, all that jealousy, all that stuff inside of the church that we all know that is real. You know, our church is holy, but it's not perfect. So I was focusing in the negative, like Father was saying last night in his homily. I was focusing in the negativity, and I was complaining, and I was desiring to quit because I couldn't take that. So that evening of that day, March 18, 1999, I went to bring to the Blessed Mother all my concerns, fears, suffering, pains, tears, my doubts, and maybe my decision to quit and to leave the possibility to become a priest. And she was crying with me. I always saw her crying, but I always thought that was my mind, because I always felt Our Lady close to me. So if I was happy, I will see her smiling. If I was sad or crying, I will see her sad and crying with me. And that was such a consolation for me. But that day, everything changes. After a while, her eyes became so alive. And all of a sudden, dark tears started to fall down from her eyes. And I realized in a second, this is a miracle. This is supernatural. And I got so scared, I said to myself, now what? What is going to happen to me? Because I thought of me, I said, what am I going to do? How I tell people about this? No, it's the first thing that you imagine. And after I went through that, I got such a peace, and Our Lady spoke to me. I guess it was a locution. I didn't see her like in an apparition, but I did hear her, and I understood what I needed to do. She gave me the steps that I needed to do, which was to go to the director, the spiritual director of the seminary, to bring the image to him, explain everything to him, and he will know what to do. And that was what exactly happened. When something like that happens, the church is very cautious, and they did all kinds of studies of myself, and they did all kinds of studies to the image itself to find out that this was a true miracle and this was not made up, because it could be that way. So, and this is what happened. I'm going to invite, let me see. I want a child, so can you come? I'm going to, with mom, move together. You will open the doors of Our Lady to show the miracle to you. Many of you saw it already, some of you didn't, but we always open the doors of Our Lady. We invite a special family of children to open the door and to show to everyone the miracle. Because it is a miracle, it was declared a miracle by Bishop Staffolani when I was in Argentina, in the diocese that I studied to become a priest. You can come upstairs. And was declared miracle on May 31st. May 31st, on the feast of the visitation of Our Lady. The bishop decided to declare this a miracle after she cried in front of him and in front of the committee who was studying this miracle. So when they saw it themselves, the bishop says, well, there is no doubt, now I need to name this a miracle. So Janina and Angel, you open the door. Let us give a big clap to Our Lady and to this mom and daughter. Thank you. Thank you very much. When the miracle happened and was presented to the public, if you see, there is image that being formed with the blood and the way that tears fell down. So, when people saw the miracle for the very first time, they saw the chalice right here. And they saw a host around here next to the chalice. And they saw that bread, loaf of bread, or they see that like a fish. What all of that meant for the people who saw the image in Argentina. What that meant for the people was that Our Lady was crying because many people were not believing in the real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist. So what happened after this miracle was presented, a lot of people came back to the church. People went to confession, people received the Eucharist, many parishes started adoration chapels that people will be able to go and adore Jesus in the parishes. Was very powerful, and a lot of occasions. Before she cried, we were losing many. After she cries, we have tons of vocations to the priesthood and the religious life. Now, what happened next was January 16th, 2010, I was in vacation visiting my family. Now the diocese I belong from Argentina has a new bishop. The new bishop decided that wherever mission was having the Blessed Mother in that diocese was done, and since this image belonged to me, the bishop decided to give me back the image. So when he called me and told me that was giving me back the image, I said, but Bishop, this is a patrimony of the diocese now. And he says, well, no anymore. As a bishop, I can decide that, and I think that she has a mission with you. So you take her, and whatever mission the Blessed Mother has with you, you just let her guide you. Well, my dear brothers and sisters, I will come to America, to all of you. She arrived here in January 22nd, 2012. If you notice, that is the anniversary of the law of the abortion. So Our Lady entered in this country in that time. When I showed the image for the very first time to my parishioners, after Bishop Galante gave me the authorization, as soon as the people saw the image, instead to see the chalice, people see a rosary and people see a baby wrapped in a blanket. So people said, Father, look, a rosary and a baby. What that means? Well, if she enters on the anniversary of the law for abortion, and we see a rosary and we see a baby, which is not Mary's baby because Jesus is here. This is another baby. That means that Our Lady mission in America is to ask us to pray the rosary to stop the abortion. So our Blessed Mother has a mission of pro-life, to defend the life of the innocents. So I have the authorization to carry the Blessed Mother. I'm the guardian of the image. The bishop just asked me to keep the image secure, so it's in my parish. Every 18th of the month, we have a special mass in honor to her, and we display the image for everyone. So if you want to come, every 18th of the mass in my parish, Our Lady of the Blessed Sacrament, we have the mass in honor of Our Lady of Schoenstatt. And why the 18th? Because every 18th, the Schoenstatt movement has a special mass for Our Lady, because her feast, her real feast, is October 18th. So every 18th they celebrate this special mass. So that is what we do every month in my parish. Every 18th we display Our Lady and we pray for the people with the miraculous image. Okay? So, like I said, this is a mobile shrine. Besides of that, is also a miracle. and this is a shrine that comes to you. You want to go to the shrine of Fatima, Guadalupe, you need to pay that ticket, spend a lot of money and go there and to be there. When I went to Guadalupe myself to see the Tilma and the miracle, was so funny because I'm disappointed because they have those electronics, no steps, those lines, how you call that? There's no escalator, it's plain, it's flat. A walkway, but it's electronic. So and was tons of people. So when I went there to you know, you needed to go on top of that to see the miracle. So you go in the top of that and go. I didn't have time to say, the Blessed Mother, I need to. It was so funny. But this miracle and this shrine comes to you. It's coming to you. So let us thank our Blessed Mother for this gift. And now we are going to need the ushers to come. The banner verse, because we are going to start to get ready for the healing mass. Okay? So I'm going to explain very quickly before we get ready for the healing mass. The healing mass is going to have 3 parts. The first part is the part of the mass itself. The second part is going to be the part of the line of the hands with the prayer teams, the deacons, the priests, the seminarians, the sisters, if they want. They can help us with the ministry that came with me, the members of the ministry that came with me, and the steering committee people. They are going to be the one helping and praying for all of us. Okay, so remember, the groups who are going to pray for people, the teams that are going to pray for people, are going to be only the ministry that came with me, plus the steering committee people, plus priests and deacons and seminarians. Yeah, Kathy McCarthy, of course, she's going to be praying, and Dr. Mary too, of course. The Father Chan is going to be part in the Mass. And during that part, we also will have in display the miraculous image right here. So after you pray over, or before you get prayed over, you can come and pray to Our Lady. Okay? Is that clear? 3 parts, Mass itself, and